Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of Podcast The Motion Picture. Tis I, Reed, and Noah, and Zach, Engen in some social circles, if you will. So it's been yet another beautiful week. It is currently for our recording selves Memorial Day, so I guess I don't know if you say Happy Memorial Day, but a commemorative Memorial Day to each of you, I suppose. And may you find poppies on your graves. That's a little World War One reference for you. Okay, for those of you that weren't there. Okay, so first category here of the day. We got box office update. I don't know if we did this one last week. Box office update because it's a big week. I think Memorial Day weekend here can be a big one for movies. So I'm told. I never really pay attention to that kind of thing, but I was saying set a record. Set a record. Guys, what movies have come out since last week and this weekend here? What do you know? Do you know? What do you know? Do you know? What do you got?
Lilo and Stitch, right?
The big one we've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that one did come out, and that one I think did pretty well.
Yep.
How did you guys feel about them making a live action of Lilo and Stitch?
It's
Same,
annoying.
yeah, same way I
Same,
felt about the last 15.
same
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say it's annoying, but as far as what I hear from the people that made the movie, they are saying like, guys, you should actually give this one a chance because this is the best one that Disney's done. So it's like, well, hopefully they mean that. I don't think it's necessary to do live actions. I think it's a waste of time, space, money, and theater seating. But if the kids like it, the kids like it, I guess. Now, what do I know? You guys know what the other? I guess I got three big ones. You know what they are? I think you know what they are.
I believe the entity has come back
Wow.
in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Bro just pulled the entity from Mission Impossible. Oh my God, I never would have known that's what it's called. I would have called it the Thing.
Nope.
Yeah, we got the entity from Mission Impossible Final Reckoning came out. Noah's Final Destination Bloodlines came out. Have you seen that one yet, Noah?
I was trying to see it with our co-host Jack Brainerd. I don't know if it's in the cards, but I haven't seen it yet.
You'll have to get over to Duluth this week. And then lastly is Friendship, correct? A quaint film.
Yes.
What's
Yes.
friendship?
Friendship is a movie with
Oh,
Tim
okay.
Robinson and your boy Paul Rudd from Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I I haven't
I think well, so when I first saw the trailer for Friendship, it said, "I love you, man," for psychos.
Right. I wasn't sure how
And
I felt about that.
yeah, because it's like going off the Paul Rudd of it
Yeah.
all, everything. And after watching it last night, it is definitely for psychos.
Okay.
cool. I'm pumped. Yeah. I haven't seen any of these yet, so I'm thinking next week I'll propose something. I'll propose something in a moment. But
Yeah,
first,
I'm just I'm just glad it's like pretty widespread release. Like A24 has made it pretty accessible. It seemed like.
hmm, let me hop over to another page here. So, yeah, it's nice. So you got our box office of the week. I'm gonna start from the bottom of these things here with the movie Friendship we're talking about here. It has so far, as of today, domestically, it made $8 million. Oh, wait, I see an opening here. $44 million over here. What is this number? Yeah, 44 million, 444 million is the number I'm reading, opening in six theaters. I don't think this is a I don't think this is a very good measurement here.
I have gross worldwide over 8 million.
You have gross worldwide over 8 million.
So
Cool.
it hasn't made much money yet,
No.
is it?
No, I
Okay.
mean I mean listen to the stuff that it's going against. I mean if you're going against Tom Cruise and
Yeah.
a Disney,
Yeah.
like you ain't gonna do much. But the same for that.
Yeah.
But people should go and watch it because this is saving comedy movies. Okay, go watch comedy movies in theaters. It's a great experience and time, to laugh like that with other people, just feel that energy inside of a theater like that. It's pretty special. So I think it's a great thing for movie theaters and comedy movies in general. Getting this in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just ranting on here last week about the lack of good comedy movies in theaters. So
Yeah,
I hope this like sticks around and makes some money.
I was shouting into my car speaker listening to that episode, saying someone bring up comedy movies and how
Yeah.
like that is what we need to be making more of.
Yep.
Oh God, you guys know of any comedy movies in the works for this summer? Any comedy production movies over the summer they're making? I do, but it doesn't have a name yet. All right, next up on the list is we really got to name that thing. Okay. The Thunderbolts, with a budget of 180 million at this point, has got a worldwide gross of 355 million. So they made their money back. Marvel does it again. And I think I mentioned it last week on here. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I'd recommend going if you want to get on the ground floor of a potential comeback for Marvel. I'm not gonna stick my foot down and say this is it, but I think something's happening. I think we're on the right track, but
I I definitely trust you and trust other people that are saying that, but it's really going to take a lot for me to get back on, especially with James Gunn not being in the picture whatsoever and him being across the
yeah.
street making, we'll see in July when Superman comes out, but I'm probably going to turn into a pretty big DC guy come here soon. So Marvel's going to have to do a lot to get my
Yeah.
attention over to their side.
Yeah. And
I think Superman looks great too from the trailers I've seen.
I think it's gonna be pretty special seeing
Yeah.
something like that, in
Yep.
James Gunn's head.
I'm pretty pumped about the Superman and the James Gunn deal of things, just because like it's time Marvel has to actually work, like you can't keep making garbage and think like people can't go elsewhere. Like just because there's not other superhero movies up at your Marvel level doesn't mean you get to make crap because then people just won't watch superhero stuff. Like, seeing what's that show? Peacemaker. Um, haven't seen that. It's like clearly DC can pull it together and do it. Like, and James Gunn can do it. So like Marvel better step up their game because I think if they don't get their ducks in a row, like I think it's time off for them. I think they're out.
Yeah.
And
Peacemaker is great. I mean, if you loved the Suicide Squad remake, I mean, this it brings all the energy that in his character and others into that series, and it's wild and it's very funny.
you guys see they dropped new photos for Peacemaker season 2? I think like just today they dropped them.
I
I
saw a
haven't seen.
trailer for it recently.
Really?
Yeah, there's a trailer out.
Do you know who's coming into season 2, who they got? An awesome
Maybe,
actor.
but I don't remember.
Michael Rooker is gonna be in it.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, pretty
That's,
pumped.
yep.
I like that guy. All
Me
right,
too.
He was just in
Guardians
the
of the
right
Galaxy.
the Righteous Gemstones last season.
Mm.
He was in the last few episodes,
I gotta watch that show so bad. It's up on the top of my, well,
which is
pretty, it's on
which
my
is what
list.
what's his Walking Dead character?
Merle,
He
Merle
was the
Dixon.
guy I painted in freaking
Oh,
art
really?
class. In art class,
Wow.
we did like
It
that
was
paint
Michael
by
Rooker.
we painted by numbers, like, and mine was red because he was like, an angry, evil kind of person, and
For the for
that was
those
the
of
kind of guy I did.
for those of you listening and you want to see what these paintings might look like, if you hop back to last week's episode, Tang in Taiwan, and you look at our co-host Sam's screen, you'll see his of one of the doctors from Doctor Who. I don't know which one. Definitely not Game of Thrones Doctor Who guy, the other nerdy looking one. So yeah,
Barty Crouch Jr.
that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Do you guys
Guy.
remember who I did? I think I've said it before.
You have, and I wish I could pull it right this second. I bet if
Was
you
it sports or movies?
Sports.
Joe Mauer,
Nope.
Joe Nathan.
No, but it is a different Joe.
Joe Mama,
Wait,
Joe.
Joe Nathan. I said
No,
that already.
no,
Probably
Wait,
not
is
Joe
it
Thornton.
Twins player?
nope.
It's
Joe,
not a Twins player.
is
He
it
was a
Travis
Cincinnati
Clown?
Red.
Joey Votto.
Yep.
Ah,
Yep, I did.
Interesting.
Canadian legend Joey Votto.
good deal.
Uh,
You know who I did?
um, Gandalf.
Not Gandalf.
Is it Lord of the Rings?
It's not Lord of the Rings.
I
It's
feel like
uh
I'll
Is it
know it when I hear it.
is it
it's
movie
it is a
related?
movie.
Was it Jamie Foxx?
It's not Jamie Foxx.
Is it
No.
fantasy related?
No, it's Western related.
Clint
Okay,
Eastwood.
I thought
It's
Django for some reason.
it is Clint Eastwood.
And
Okay.
Unbroken or in
Um, I actually, you know what?
Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
I think the image is it's from Dirty Harry, I think.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure if I remember right, because I think he's wearing a suit in it, which makes his
Mhm.
collar look weird. And yeah, my dad actually he hung that in my parents' bedroom. He liked that so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
that's great.
Next up in these, a little update on one we've talked about plenty of times before. Sinners, as you know, if you're a returning listener, budget of $90 million. It has made a gross of $339 million. So lo and behold, it made some money. All right. Next up, you got your Final Destination Bloodlines. I think we should make a top 10 list at some point. Top 10 movies with bloodlines in the title, because there's a lot of movies with bloodlines in the title. All right. So, budget of 50 million, I believe. That's the number I found. And worldwide, it has made $187 million. So,
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Awesome.
Wow.
I got a feeling we might get another Final Fantasy. Or is that what it is? Final Destination. Final
They're
Fantasy.
not there yet, man. They got to keep going.
They'll get there. So yeah, they're doing
Wow.
what they need to. Your Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning with this income may just be the actual final mission. In that, it had a budget of $400 million, and worldwide, it has earned a lowly $204 million. So
I think
not
this
there
is the
yet.
most they've made out of any Mission Possible in the opening weekend, I believe, as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm curious. I I kind of think I might start also tracking to look at opening weekend how they do, and then also that first Tuesday, how much money it also suddenly jumps up. Because like I don't know the last. I think Mickey 17 is the last time I saw a movie opening weekend, and before that, could not even guess the last time I saw it. Maybe Avengers Endgame.
Honestly, yeah, it
Yeah.
was probably together, like whatever it was for me.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe a Halloween movie, I think probably we'd have seen those.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
call.
I just don't care to pay an extra twice as much to go see a movie I can wait 2 days to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like anyway.
Yeah.
Yes,
Budget of estimated 400 million for Final Reckoning. That is insane.
That's crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll get there, but I don't know why they spent so much money on this movie. But it'll get there. If it's the last one, I'm sure it's well worth it. And then last number one spot here is the live action Lilo and Stitch movie, a budget of 80 million, and it has made $341 million worldwide. So,
That's a hit. Yeah.
uh, what a great weekend for movies. I mean, put all that together and like I think we're
Yeah.
getting pretty close to $1 billion for the movie industry. So, and if we're not there yet, we'll get there in a couple days, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's good big weekend for movies and yeah.
yeah.
Reed, what's going on with Friday the 13th? Like,
Wow, dude, if you're seeing Friday the 13th stuff, that means
I no, I haven't, but I'm just thinking with Final Destination doing these numbers, it can't be long before they try to bring back some old horror franchises again. I
I
does LeBron still have stake in it? Do you remember when that was a thing?
yeah, I think it's still split between three things. I think it's what the character of Jason, I think the Friday the 13th like permission to make the movies, and then there's the Friday the 13th trademark if I remember it. I could be way off. Maybe I'm kidding myself for thinking I still know all this, but yeah, it's like split into like I think three different things, which is wild for like one entity, one IP is split into three
Yeah.
things. Anyway, it's very
The Entity?
difficult. The entity. Yeah. What if it turns out the entity is just Jason Voorhees, and this is all a big reveal?
That would
Turns
be
turns
awesome.
out Paramount had
Oh.
everything. Okay. So what's going on with it is I don't really know if there's much of an update. One hopeful thing I have is so there was a video game that came out in like mid 2010s or so, maybe it's called Friday the 13th, the game. It was so cool. As far as the hey, okay, let's move on to the next section of this where we talk about Friday the 13th. Okay, so yeah, Friday the 13th, the video game. It was a game that came out.
Mm.
It was put together by a bunch of like giant fans, people who worked on the original four movies. Like, you remember the name Tom Savini who did the special effects?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, love that guy. He worked on it. You know who they got to do the mocap for the Jason? They got Kane to come in and do it again. Like they
awesome.
got people. They couldn't get my boy Sean S. Cunningham, but all the same, they got some good people. It was a incredible project. Like, as far as video games go, this was a love letter for Friday the 13th fans. It was amazing. And just recently, it slowly through the years has died off because this game was made and it lasted for like a year. And then whoever the heck it is that has the rights to the Friday the 13th shut it down and said, you can't work on this anymore. You're done. And so the guys who were running the industry, whoever was running that little game stuff was like, all right, well, we can't touch this anymore. We're done. So they stopped patching it. Game broke, fell apart. Just the turn of this last year, 2024 into 2025, completely the server shut down. So you can't really play it. But people actually, it's interesting you brought this up at all. In the last week, for some reason, there's been this huge conversation that somebody is putting together something for this Friday the 13th, the game, which means if you can revive the game, whose IP is an infringement itself, maybe you can do more with it. So we'll see.
I hope. That's good to hear that there's life around it. It's just feels like
Yeah.
such a missed opportunity. Can you imagine if you get like one up and coming like actor into a new Friday the 13th movie and you make a sick ass trailer for it? That would be a smash hit. That would be
Yeah.
an opening weekender for me.
That would, like, seriously, if Friday the 13th pops up, that would actually be like, I got to get there. So, yeah, Sean S. Cunningham, if you're listening, do your stuff, work your
Yeah.
magic. Anyway, all right. Well, that was your Friday the 13th of the week. Next up is going to come to what's becoming slowly my favorite category we do called Eat a Food. So this week I'm going to eat a food for you. Last week I drank a pop. This week I'm going to eat a food. I've been eyeing this snack up every time I've gone into the gas station. The Doritos late night loaded tacos, if you will. You guys seen this? Have you heard about this? Have you read about this? Yeah.
No.
It
No
has a
idea.
black bag for everyone
It's like
not on
purple,
YouTube at Minne
purplish and
Movies right
black,
now.
and it's got a little neon taco on there for your loaded late night tacos.
Okay. This is
And
something I would be open to trying. It
and
sounds kind of yummy.
there is
It's
not a face of Jimmy Kimmel on this bag of Doritos either. Thank God.
it smells like a taco.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is, this, wow. When you've been out drinking and you stop and you go get yourself a Crunch Wrap Supreme from Taco Bell, this might do the trick for a lot cheaper. So let me down the hatch. I don't think I like this at all.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
I mean,
Sometimes chip flavors can get too complicated and it just ends
yeah,
up tasting
I
like
think the
nothing.
normal taco Dorito is awesome.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get back to you.
Yeah, I need to know how it compares to the normal original Dorito flavor, the taco flavor.
Did you guys see who's on Hot Ones this week?
No, who?
It was Aaron Paul.
Hey, Idaho guy.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll be watching that. Um, Speaking of hot ones, yeah, the hot ones shit from like 2, 3 weeks ago are certainly better. It's not that these are like end of the world. They're just like it's like I'm eating a taco that is a corn tortilla, um, hard shell, of course, ground beef, no cheese. Maybe
No.
there's like three little strips of shredded lettuce on there, and like a spurt of sour cream, and that's about all I'm getting
There's
from this.
no cheese flavor.
At least I'm not getting it. At least I'm not
Huh.
getting it.
I need a little spice too. Is there any spice to it?
I'll say I'm being dramatic. Maybe there is a little cheese, I guess, as I mean this. I think there is cheese. I think just not enough for me to like. No, there is zero spice. This is so not spicy. I would actually eat these after eating something spicy to try to lessen the
I see.
spice.
Okay.
Because it has the sour cream, that kind of dulls it a little bit. The dairy.
Now, Doritos, if you want us to speak better about your product, give us money to do so.
Oh, yeah. If you want us to chill out, Doritos,
Yeah.
I mean, these are some of the best I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, say what you will. I clearly, as I say, I don't like them. I'm probably going to eat the whole thing. So,
Uh,
Mhm. All right. Well, I guess I can be done with these. I'm a little hungry.
I'm hungry too. Maybe I should eat a food.
Yeah, you should. Why don't you take a sip out of your new cup?
Don't mind if I do.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Noah Lane and his red Stanley Cup have entered the building. All right. Man, I could actually eat the rest of those. They're not good. I don't recommend them. It's like, what do you want? What do you want to eat? Oh, just one plain slice of white bread. Like that's the equivalent to this. If all right.
Well, hey, if we're doing story time, I was in Fargo, stopped at a
Hey,
Dave's Hot Chicken. Have you guys eaten there before?
No.
I have not been to
Okay.
that, no.
Is it
So
hot?
you can get from no spice, there's like 7 levels all the way up to Reaper, which you have to literally sign a waiver to get that sauce. I picked mild because I wasn't in the mood to, blow up my friend's toilet at her tiny apartment.
So
So,
what is that? Like a two?
yeah. And I ordered like the chicken tender meal. It's these two giant chicken tenders. Takes me 25 minutes to get my food. I get it. They literally threw like 2 pieces of white bread off the loaf. Like served it to me, and the chicken wasn't good, and the fries had spicy seasoning on it too, and I don't really want my fries spicy. I would rather have the chicken spicy and the fries just be fries. So again, Dave's Hot Chicken, if you want me to talk better about you, give us money. But I was not impressed by that place.
Yeah, I could have recommended a better chicken place than that.
I didn't think to text you. I should have.
We
Well,
down here in Rochester, we have two barbecue places. One's called Smoke, and the other's called John
oh, what?
Hardy's Barbecue. What again?
I was gonna say, what's the other Michael B. Jordan character?
Oh,
Smoking.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh, I
oh,
forget.
I do too. Um, anyway, yeah, that's Smoke one here. I'm upset. They do really good like breakfast barbecue food, so that's nice. But like their sausage just ain't it for me. The John Hardy's one though, like I guess I got to get back there because I've kind of been trying the different levels of the flavors, but like I don't know. I don't know if we really got much on the barbecue scene down here. Not to a point where I'd like. Um,
Right.
I just like I don't know. I'm finding either everybody here is making like a flavorful sauce or a really spicy sauce. And I want a flavorful spicy sauce. Like you can have both together. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
agreed.
Like just
You
just
know what? You know what you gotta do, Reed?
what?
You need to start doing it yourself.
I should. I
Yeah.
really
You
should.
need to get a
Yeah.
smoker, and you need to start smoking them meats.
I barbecue grill over at Josie and Sagan's here, like quite a bit, really.
Yeah, you need a smoker though. That's how you get the meats
I
all
live in
tasty
a
like.
in a one bedroom apartment, so I'm not really allowed to get a smoker. But someday, actually, I would dig on that. Um, yeah. So let me on my notes here for those of you who wanted a little taste of behind the scenes. So we did do our box office. We did do Friday the 13th, and now we've done story time and food. So that actually changes a few things around here. So I guess let me hop on summer movie update, ladies and gentlemen. Last week we did another table read. We have kind of set in stone a pretty gosh darn good rendition of the script. I mean I would be comfortable calling it a final version, but we don't need to call it a final version because we have no reason to finalize it at this very second. Couple updates as well. we, on a behind the scenes note, production value, the camera has been ordered. It is Memorial Day, so I can't go pick it up. Tomorrow I can go swing by it and pick it up, and I will get to work on it. Well, we don't need to get in the cost. I'll let you guys know after this so you can know just how much it truly was. And again, it was not to worry you, it was exactly what we had thought it was. So anyway, yeah, so we've got that. I felt like I had a third note upon all of these things, but I guess it's out of my mind. Got this, got that. No title yet, which is something that does need to probably get taken care of. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
Yeah.
big
Cool.
kind of a post thing, anyways. The
Yeah.
big thing is people are excited.
Mhm.
People are excited to make a movie.
People are talking.
People are talking, and people who are talking, they're excited.
They are excited. But yeah, so I think that's all that I've really got for the movie update. So I just wanted to give you all that. Now, let's see here. So, Kane, you guys know what Kane is?
Kane the wrestler?
No, not Kane the wrestler. Kane the movie stuff over in France, right?
Oh,
Oh,
can?
cans?
Cans. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care.
Uh,
Laugh all you want. I don't give a shit. Um, and I don't care because I think
Read that.
awards. Hmm.
Those are your people, the French. They're your people. The Laracs.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't care. Yeah, well, anyway, so Panes, if you will, has gotten their award, the Palme d'Or, if you will. Correct?
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah, has that been awarded?
Yes, I think it has actually, because I've written it down. Jafar Panal. No, not that Jafar. Jafar Panal in a movie called It Was Just an Accident, I believe.
Hmm.
I don't know any details. I don't care about award shows. I don't give one hoot. I don't give two hoots. I don't know what any of this is, but I just thought everybody should know. So I provide no backup information. So if you guys want me to, I can Google it on the old phone in between chips here.
Prince Ali, mighty is he, Ali Baba.
Good filler, man. Good filler. Yeah, here's a little
This
article
is
from.
an Iranian
Oh
French
boy.
movie.
Yeah.
Its
Oh god.
language spoken is Persian.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure it's great. I'm also sure I probably won't be watching it.
The one review is the complete narrative of collective anger.
Hmm.
Oh,
The incomplete narrative of collective anger.
Wow. This is a cool thing here. This director, movie creator here, Panahi, had until recently been barred from making movies in Iran or traveling outside of the country. Although the restriction has been lifted, he shot Un Simple Accident clandestinely. The movie tracks a group of men and women who join together after one of them kidnaps a man they believe tortured them in prison. Panahi, who has been in prison several times, drew his inspiration from stories he heard from other inmates while he was at Evin Prison in Tehran. Very cool. Very cool.
We're talking about movies that are about to come out. How excited are we about Mr. Wes Anderson's?
The
This
oh,
is sorry for the people looking this
cool.
backwards.
the pee hole
Mr.
and the Ikyan.
Mr. Wes Anderson's The Phoenician Scheme, starring Benicio del Toro and many, many others.
I believe it's Michael Cera's first collab with Wes Anderson. That's reason to be excited.
That is very exciting. Also, his first kind of espionage theme, which
Yeah.
is one of probably my favorite genre.
No, that I will be seeing that in theaters. I haven't missed his last like four, so yeah, I'm very excited.
I feel like Wes Anderson does a lot of I don't know. I guess I don't know. Never mind. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think like you have the two camps. The ones that are he's so artsy over the top, it's the same thing over and over again. And it's the people that and then there's the people that like it. It's like he's doing it again. It's better and
Right.
better. There's more
Yeah.
people. It's more outrageous. There's just he gets more and more money. He gets more resources to just freaking just go so over the top with it. So
What was his last movie?
Asteroid City.
Was it Asteroid City or was there one after it?
The French Dispatch was before that.
Okay. I really liked Asteroid City. I did not like the French Dispatch when I saw it.
See, I think I was kind of opposite. I liked that one more.
Yeah.
But
I
I
know
think
I know.
we kind of go we
Yeah,
like we don't like the same Wes Anderson movies.
right.
We do
Yeah.
not.
He- Maybe that's worth like a deeper discussion at some point.
Yeah. Honestly, you just need to do more rewatches. I haven't had a good sit down watch of Royal Tenenbaums, and I should have done it with Mr. Hackman's passing, but at some point I will.
Yeah.
I should rewatch the Royal Tenenbaums. I actually really like that one. I think I saw it only once, and I don't think I have like a great love for Wes Anderson, not because like I don't like him, I just don't really seek him out quite like I know some people do, even though he is very stylish, and I like that. I did love the Grand Budapest Hotel, but I gotta say, I remember, I think it was last summer when we were making these, um, the Darjeeling Limited. You guys, I remember nobody would say the title right or properly. Like everybody would mumble through it to a point where finally I like could no longer hide it and had to bring up the Darjeeling Limited. And I even remember, I think when I said it, I didn't know what to say, so I just did it too, and I was like the Darjeeling.
They're
That
limited.
is
Yeah,
much like you did with Kane.
Yeah.
Kane. Yeah. Anyway, I took a risk. I took a risk bringing up Colin. So there. Anyway, that being said,
Cans. Not a baby, only
it's
cans.
not the Oscars, only cans. Yeah. Well, cool. Maybe I'll have to hop in and actually watch the rest of this stuff. I'm
You can
excited to.
do the Darjeeling Limited last, I tell you that much.
You
We've
don't
talked
like.
about that way too much on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. The Pete Rose of Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah, right.
Did we discuss the Pete Rose news on the podcast? I'm not sure we did.
Oh my gosh. We should get a soundbite of that.
He's
Uh,
back. And
what
I
is it?
don't mean from the grave, but he's been reinstated into MLB. He can be voted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know when that starts, if it's immediately next year or in a couple years, but he's getting reinstated.
So has he hasn't been stated since the
Since like
gambling
the
stuff,
mid
right?
80s. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well,
I
there we
hope he
go.
doesn't get voted in, but I think he might. So we'll see. In 3 years, I'm sure we'll talk about it on the pod.
I think it's very, very, very strange that they waited for him to die. That
I
is
do too.
really weird to do.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's weird. That's like if somebody were at the Oscars and made a G.I. Jane joke to Jada Pinkett Smith, and then Will Smith came up from the
Uh-huh.
grave to slap her.
Yep.
That's weird to me.
Yep.
Anyway, well, now I get to add in the category of the Pete Rose stuff. All right. We got a lot of random categories this week. I like it. Okay, next up and things I thought we could discuss. The Timberwolves are doing well. I know we don't really do sports a lot, but I've had people bring it up to me. They say, Reed, your voice is very attractive. But the other guys are there too. And they said, while we do, we don't always get the sports stuff, or, it's not something we follow. I mean, everybody gets the sports stuff, but it's not really something we follow. Like, I don't know, it's
We
interesting
follow
here.
Pete Rose more than Minnesota sports teams on here.
Yeah, we really do. Welcome to the Pete Rose podcast. Yeah, finally it's happened. Anyway, so yeah, Timberwolves. What do you guys think? Do you think T-Wolves are gonna do it?
So at this point, they are down 1-2 OKC Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Later this evening, they will be playing Game 4 in Minneapolis to a very hyped crowd trying to tie it up to go back to OKC. I think this is about the same kind of momentum that kind of went when that we've had multiple series and kind of is reminding me of last year's game with the Nuggets, where we kind of
Yeah.
started off slow and now we're kind of finding ourselves, gaining confidence. So
Tonight will say a lot because the first two games we looked overmatched. I mean, they weren't by the fourth quarter, neither game was competitive even. And so when game three came around, I was like, I'm not ready for it to be over. I was so stressed out. And we went out there and we did exactly what we needed to do. I think basketball, more than like a lot of other sports, is super influenced by like home court, home field advantage. Because the crowds at OKC were crazy. The crowds in Minnesota are even crazier. And obviously our guys fed off that. We needed to come out and do the same thing tonight. Obviously they're gonna make adjustments, but I think it starts with Anthony Edwards. If he's locked in, if he shoots, 8 for 14 instead of 3 for 11, we're gonna win the game. And he did better than that on for game three. So I'm super, super excited. It's been a very fun season to watch. We need Julius Randle to figure it out again. He's been like the biggest guy for us up until this series. Yeah,
yeah, come with defensive intensity and
yeah,
force turnovers like they did in game three. Need to make don't force shots. I mean, we need these rhythm shots that get people, in good positions,
yep,
So let's make it happen.
yep,
Wolves back, baby.
yep.
Let's do it. Yeah, and yeah, I watch them sometimes. All right. Well, good for the T-Wolves. Okay. Well, I've also got a debate question here for y'all. In your mind, when you're watching a movie of any category, don't think you got to bog yourself down or we got to get it literally in any category. What's the best like setting that's not in the United States for you? What do you like seeing? Like, do you like it when like you're watching like a tropical movie or like maybe if you're in like Mexico and you got that orange coloring on every single scene, even if it's winter or even if it's summer, because the sun doesn't give off an orange hue at noon. Is it perchance Canada? Eh? Is it
There's probably more movies and TV shows filmed in Canada than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Speaking of Canada, we're actually discussing Sykes, Canada, if you will.
Mm.
Ah, yes. Canadians, Santa Barbara, aka Vancouver.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess like to answer the question, I think a good snow landscape is pretty elite. You think of John Carpenter's The Thing, or you think
Empire
of
Strikes Back.
yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. But then as I say those two, I'm having trouble thinking of even a third.
The
But
Gray.
I've never seen that. I do love a movie that feels frigid, where I just feel like I can't escape it because there's so much freaking snow. I think that's a cool feeling.
Yeah, cool. So Noah says snow. Noah says snow. Ingen, do you have a spot? Do you have a place? And you know what? Also, maybe I can open it up. It can be in the United States of America, I guess, but just don't be like, yeah, New York. Like, if there's like a special place, maybe. Like
I would really say New York.
this guy. This guy. I've had it with this guy. Get him out of here. Update for those of you who don't really have audio and those of you watching that can't see. I am at the end of the bag of chips. I have done it. I do not recommend these, but I was hungry, so I ate them all. So just a little heads up for you. Yeah, I don't really have one. I asked this question, I guess. Maybe I'd go snow. I like desert.
No, that's what I said.
I
Yep.
like desert.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like anywhere that's just highlighting the settings, just you know,
Hmm.
natural elements to it, whether so somewhere non-urban. So somewhere that's just highlighting its
Yeah.
whatever is beautiful in that geographical setting, as long as it's making that look, beautiful on camera, then I'm fine with it. I don't
And
have a specific place.
when it comes to urban settings in movies, do you guys happen to have an urban area, a city that you like seeing most, that you feel often provides the best, like, this looks really cool compared to other cities? And this can include Noah's favorite, New York, if he really wants to. It can be anywhere. This one can be anywhere.
I'm gonna throw one out of left field here. It's a movie called, this isn't really answering your question, but it's a good answer. A movie called Columbus. I don't know if you've seen this. It's Columbus. It's based from Columbus, Indiana. Okay, Columbus, Indiana is known for one thing, architecture. There's a famous architect that's, famous for
Ed
like
Mosby.
modern
Yeah.
that's famous for modern architecture. And the guy kind of just built up all these city buildings, like, the city halls and the libraries and all these different, buildings in this city. And it's kind of just an compass of all this guy's own work. And it's an architectural hub for this modern architecture. And this movie kind of follows a fictional story that's kind of related to that city. John Cho, John John Cho, guy from Harold and
Yeah.
Kumar.
Zulu,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So his dad is like the famous architect who's kind of designed everything, and he's kind of um, dealing with his father and his, illness, and he's kind of uh talking with this younger lady whose hometown is from this city that his father has kind of recreated, and John Cho has kind of just like kind of brushed this architect and his dad's work kind of to the side, and this meets this girl who's like wants to be an architect because his father has inspired her with all this modern architecture, and it's beautiful looking film with, that just highlights this small town in Indiana that no one's ever heard of, but it's absolutely just a gorgeous film with them shooting at all these different locations in this small town.
That sounds cool. I've never
Yeah.
heard of that, honestly. So
But never once.
I think I have a good answer. The like 80s vibe of Chicago that John Hughes captures is very nice to me. Like Ferris Bueller, Home Alone, Uncle Buck, which I caught half an hour of last night.
Nice.
So good.
Yeah.
It's not like you get a lot of Chicago cityscape necessarily, and Ferris Bueller more so than the others, but just the like homey feel of the outside house shots. There's something about it that just makes me feel very like comforted, and I just love his movies and the way they look. So
I gotta say, I hate suburbia, but the Home Alone house and neighborhood is like, I
yeah,
wouldn't mind. I would not mind per se. That'd be cool with me.
yeah,
Um, it's funny, as one of my answers, I have a couple, was gonna be Chicago, but for a different movie, and it's Chicago in the Dark Knight, and the
yeah,
way they use it.
yep,
It's like, what a gross place to be.
yep,
I
Yeah.
Yeah, that came to my head when you said that.
same,
It's
yep,
Dark Knight Chicago.
yep.
I always get annoyed when people talk about cities and they're like, "Yeah, they're dangerous." It's like, well, yeah, yeah. I mean, like a little bit. Like you can't, walk naked into an alley like in a bad neighborhood, but like, you can go to the popular streets. Like you're fine. Same in the middle of the woods. Like you can be out and about in the woods, but at some point a wolf might come along. Like, sometimes bad things happen. Anyway, so something I really liked is just in that movie where it's like really do a good job of making it every time you're out at night. Like, yeah, I don't really want to be here. Like, I don't want to be here at all.
Yeah.
Um, Another answer I've got is I really like movies that have Japan in them, or at least I like Japan in movies. Um, like I don't know, it just has the city has a cool look, so I think it looks really well when it's in movies. I think as far as like not that it's a good movie, I don't really know if it counts as a good movie, but X-Men Wolverine, is that the one where
The
Wolverine
Wolverine.
the
Yep,
Wolverine
yep.
Mr. Wolverine goes to Japan? um yeah, I like I say Japan, I say I really like Tokyo, but I guess sort of like
Well,
the
there's the Karate Kid Part 2. They travel to Okinawa and it's gorgeous. It
Mhm.
makes that movie way better than it should be, just the fact that they're there. So I agree.
Yeah. I also I do appreciate when they show Russian cities every time they're cold and like broken and like no matter what's going on or what level of wealth a character's at, if you're in Russia, like it's cold, your building is made out of concrete with no coloring on it, and all the windows are terrible. So I like that. I don't think
Yeah.
it's very realistic because, I'm thinking Russia probably does have a few good buildings, but that's about the only good thing I think I've got to say about that place right now. So, yeah, well, very cool. We've had our answers. And is there any do you guys have anything that you have like movies? I've got another category I can cover here that's a pretty darn fun one for me. Shall I hit at it? Shall I get at her? Well, here I go. I'm gonna pair two movies. Now, unlikely movies, probably, but they're not too different, these two movies. I've got the 2007 Robert Zemeckis Beowulf and the 2022. Oh, the name I'm already forgetting. His first name's Roar, I believe. Troll, a Netflix original, I think. Um,
Troll?
Troll. It's about Troll is a movie about a troll, a giant troll coming out of, I don't know, hibernation maybe. And this paleontologist woman whose father was a troll hunter back in the day is tasked with like helping the Norwegian government settle this conflict with the troll. I oddly enough, as weird as it sounds, like it's a really capable script. Didn't have a bad time, and dare I say it, it was enjoyable. You know?
Are you making that up or is it real?
No, it's a real movie. Yeah.
It,
Okay.
the troll was not in hibernation. It was held captive for thousands of years before,
Ah.
Oh,
and it's making its way to Oslo.
Mhm.
So people in Oslo are about to get Tokyoed.
It is
okay.
it is looking for its throne, I believe. Maybe. I don't really know. I don't remember.
Who
Um,
isn't looking for their own throne, right?
hmm. And Beowulf, on the other hand, the Robert Zemeckis classic, is one of those like CGI movies where it's like the people look, their faces look really good, but it's animated, which I always for this movie Beowulf, it makes me very upset that it is an animated movie because obviously not everybody people look at animated movies and they say, I don't want to watch a kid's animated movie. And I get that. Like that's how I feel a lot of time. But this one, forget about it. Just watch it and forget that you're watching an animated movie. It is, if it were live action, it would be one of the best movies ever made. But it's not live action, unfortunately. It's got Robin Wright. It's got Anthony Hopkins. It's got John Malkovich. It's got Ray Winestone. It's got Brendan Gleeson. Like, it's got Angelina Jolie. Like, you can't tell me that's not interesting of a cast. You can't tell me. It's also based around the story of one of the oldest epics that we have. So, bada bing, bada boom. Anyway, so why do I recommend pairing these two movies together if you get the chance? Well, they're both kind of this Nordic adventure, if you will. One's in modern time, one's, in ancient Sweden, ancient Denmark. And so yeah, it's really this whole Scandinavian vibe is really what you get. So I recommend both. And I'd say
Okay.
watch Beowulf first, just because why not? Yeah, and that's all I've got to say about that. Now, does anybody have anything they're itching to get out of their system? Anything they just have to say?
I will say I over the my last 10 trips home to Grand Rapids, my family and I watched Pop Culture Jeopardy on Amazon Prime, hosted by Colin Jost. It's a fun time. Like it takes everything about Jeopardy that you wouldn't like, the main show, like all the categories where you're like, I don't even know what that
Hmm.
means. And instead it's five categories that like we all are competent or very good at. And it's a good time. And honestly, I think if like this team were to go on there, I think we could win like thousands of dollars. So just keep that in mind. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, I'll reach out. I'll reach out to old Colin. You know, he's a good buddy of mine.
I'm friends with his wife,
I was
but
gonna say good buddy of mine because his
yeah,
wife loves me. All
yeah.
right. What's that on? You said it's on
That's
Prime?
on Prime. Yep.
Prime. Little Amazon plug for everybody.
Yeah, they
Amazon.
need it.
Yeah, give us money, Amazon. We help.
Mhm.
We're helping you get set up. My other good friend, Jeffrey Bezos, if you will. Yeah.
Jeffrey Bezos.
You said it, man. All right, well, I think that's all I've got. If you guys are all settled up, I'd say we can call her quits for the day. I think we nailed her. We nailed another absolute episode. And yeah, so check us out, everybody. You got the rest of the channel here, Minne Movies on the YouTube. Got plenty of other podcast episodes. If you haven't listened to the other episodes, it's not really a chronological show. It's just a hop on in. You get to hear about those movies. Check the descriptions. Sometimes they're helpful. Sometimes they're not at all helpful. And I can't save you there, friends. But yeah, so stick around because we've got a movie coming out this summer, untitled, of course. And it's going to be a hit. It's going to be great. People are talking and they are excited, as Engin said. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your wife about us. Ha! All right. Well, see you next time. Bye-bye. That was a whole episode of the Whole Other Podcast. It's over now. The podcast is done.